Now it's happening. Price recovery is going to be just as quick as this pullback. We're going to hit new all-time highs very quickly, and it's still 220,000 target in 2021. Hodling a security is always difficult. You know, I remember when I was buying Apple stock in the late 90s when it had crashed and Steve Jobs just came back into the company. People were dead set against Apple. They hated Apple. Turned out to be a good investment. When was a good time to sell Amazon stock? You know, never. Even though it's went through some 60, 70% corrections throughout its ascent now to being one of the most valuable companies in the world, right? So volatility in Bitcoin is something we want because it's a trade-off we accept. Because holding fiat money means you have stability, but you're guaranteed to lose purchasing power. Holding Bitcoin is volatile, but you're guaranteed to increase purchasing power. Guaranteed. A word you rarely see in the investment world. And I was a fiduciary and a money manager and a stockbroker on Wall Street for many, many years. Very rare, never do use the word guaranteed, but I can, in this sense, tell you, you have a guaranteed rise in purchasing power with Bitcoin, and you do accept some volatility for that. But at a 200% annualized rate of return for 10 years, I'm willing to accept a little volatility. Anybody who's shaken out now, that happens all the time. I mean, those are markets. People, they pop in, they pop out. They don't do their research. They don't know why they own it to begin with. They end up dumping it, then they buy it back. It's great that China is getting out of the Bitcoin mining business because it means that the mining gets more distributed, more decentralized. Only Bitcoin is decentralized. Nothing else is. Fiat money is not, gold is not, and the altcoins, certainly no altcoin is decentralized. Only Bitcoin is truly decentralized. And so people who used to say, China's overly mining, too much mining in Bitcoin, it's too centralized. Okay, well, now that's no longer true anymore. It's being dispersed, it's being decentralized. Exactly as the game theory baked into the Bitcoin protocol would tell you would happen, has happened. As I said would happen 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I said that decentralization was always going to hew toward more decentralization. So China's out of the picture. Their own central bank digital currency is just more centralized garbage. It doesn't compete with Bitcoin. It's just another version of their own fiat money that they're just doing digitally. The stock doesn't compete with Bitcoin. They will be plowing back into Bitcoin at $500,000 to $600,000 a coin. You know, China made a strategic error right now, geopolitically. But it's great for El Salvador, it's great for Guatemala, it's great for Paraguay, it's great for Mexico, because they're going to inherit this monetary network at a great price. The whole question was never, when will governments ban Bitcoin? The whole question is, which governments will start to adopt Bitcoin, and you get into this hash war. You get into competitive government acquisition mode. Like, we need as much Bitcoin as possible. You see, the New York, they're having a mayoral race right now. The guy who's leading the race said, oh, to heck with Miami, because Miami has declared itself the Bitcoin capital of America under its mayor, is saying, we're going to be the Bitcoin capital of America. New York City is going to be the Bitcoin capital of America, according to the mayoral candidate. He just came out with that this week, right? So that's what I've been saying is going to happen. There's going to be competition to get the most Bitcoin, mine Bitcoin, and get the most businesses, Bitcoin businesses. That's what we're going to see happening. It's called game theory. It's baked into the protocol since day one, and now it's playing out on the sovereign level as we predicted for many years. So there's not going to be any banning of Bitcoin. There's going to be those countries that are smart enough to get in now and reap the benefits. It's for 20 years, the cypherpunks have been trying to create digital gold. They finally succeeded in 2009. And now the world is completely changing. And when a country started adopting Bitcoin as legal tender, which is something that even a year ago, 99% of the people you told that to would scoff and say, never, never, okay? Now it's happening. And price recovery is going to be just as quick as we saw this pullback. We're going to hit new all-time highs very quickly, and it's still 220,000 target in 2021 because the total addressable market, Daniela, for this entity, for this new asset class is $400 trillion. And it's still under $1 trillion. That's a 400x upside. So do you want a piece of that, or do you want to sit back and grow olive oil, you know, like Frank Giustra, and come in every once in a while and wax poetic about the history of gold and how it's preserving its purchasing power, meanwhile missing the most exciting development in finance in 500 years.